Hey, what's up, everybody? It is Majin Slayer here, and today I got for you guys two combos that are going to go ahead and net you a Lancea lock plus a Scythe lock during your opponent's turn, and this is going to be featuring the Brave engine, and pretty much you're going to be guaranteed a Lancea lock if your opponent doesn't have a combination of droplets plus something like an imperm. So let me go and show you guys what I mean through this combo. Or through these two combos first, actually. For this combo, we are going to need our regular gloves plus two free body special summons. So it could be like a Beat Trooper's Descent, E-Telly. Here I'm just going to go ahead and use a jump forward and like a psychic extender. But like I said, it's generic. You just have to save your normal summon until after you get out the Brave engine to play around the Nibiru. We're going to turn our extenders into the Shirabini. Go ahead and dump the water girl effect. Add the right effect. Activate the Faithful Adventure. From the deck, use the effect to go ahead and add the Gryphon. Here I just forgot to discard, but just imagine that I get rid of like the Ghost Ogre and the Ash. We can go ahead and normal summon Regular Gloves, turn those into the Rusty Bardiche. It doesn't necessarily have to be Regular Gloves. Ancient Cloak and Torn Scales works fine as well. You just have to obviously dump the different names. I just went ahead and like was playtesting this in solo mode, and I just happened to hard open gloves. So Rusty effect, we can go ahead, dump Torn Scales, set the Shade Brigandine. You're also going to need to be playing Shade Brigandine and the Wings, and we're going to have to like sacrifice a Fog Blade from the deck in order to do this. We are going to go ahead and use Gloves effect, tag out for the Ancient Cloak, Torn Scales effect, special summon itself out. Going to go ahead and discard the Draco back, and we're here, we're going to go ahead and chain the Shade Brigandine because we're going to dump a trap off of the Torn Scales, and so you want to use the Shade Brigandine before that happens, otherwise you won't be able to use it. Draco back effect to go ahead and re-equip itself. You're going to use the effect of Ancient Cloak to go ahead and add Silent Boots, overlay the Torn Scales and the boots into the Leviair effect, special summon out the Ancient Cloak, link off the Brigandine and the Leviair into the Dagda, Ancient Cloak effect to boost Rusty, chain the Dagda, set the Lancea. Then you're going to go ahead, use Pog Blade to special summon out the boots, turn those two into a Break Sword, Rusty effect, go to pop the Break Sword, bring back out two monsters, turn those into the Verte Anaconda, bring out the DPE, then Silent Boots effect, we can go ahead and add the Wings. End phase, we can go ahead and pop our own DPE and the Verte Anaconda so we can free up a zone for Rusty. In draw phase, we can go ahead and use Wings on our Rusty, boost it up to 3400 attack now. And we're going to go and chain Dagda. We're going to go ahead and set the artifact Scythe. This doesn't necessarily have to be Scythe. If it's like a really important, I would say like matchup, maybe like Flunderies or Outlich, where double Scythe lock is, well, no, not the double Scythe lock. Maybe like a double Lancea lock is more important than the Scythe lock. I would go ahead and use that instead. And then we're going to go ahead and use Wings effect on Resolution. Go ahead, use Rusty effect to pop the Lancea. So the reason why we try to pop Lancea first is that even if they go ahead and like droplet the Lancea on summon, because our opponent has turn player priority to go ahead and do something to a special summon of our monsters. Say if they went ahead and like droplet sending like a monster for cost, so then that way we can't respond with the Lancea. Well, then we can just go ahead, tribute Lancea for cost. It'll resolve without effects, and then when our DPE comes back during the standby phase, we can go ahead and try to pop our Scythe that we just set during the draw phase, pop itself in the DPE, freeing up a monster zone so our Scythe can go ahead and come back and try to extra deck lock our opponent. And majority of the time, if they see like this line of play, they'll probably just let Lancea go. And then they'll hold their droplet or some type of effect negation for the Scythe. But this is what I was saying, where it pretty much nets you the Lancea advantage pretty much. Because let's say in a mirror match, like Phantom Knight's Lancea really does hurt the deck. So they'll probably let that go. And like the best they'll be able to do is probably like set up like a Fusion Destiny at best. Fusion Destiny bring out like a DP of their own, but it really just hinders the amount of pluses they can get. So here when I talk about how advantageful, how much advantage you can get off of this, such as in the mirror, D-Link, stopping the Aquamancer and hand effect, Tri-Brigade variants as well, etc. Yep, and this is where I go over just popping DP and the Scythe itself. And then they would still have to play through like an Omni Negate plus any hand trap you might have opened up with. Just remember that one of these cards shouldn't be here, so they would have to play through like a Gryphon, still Omni Negate at that point. So yeah, so let me go ahead and show you guys the other line of play. Here it's going to be a little bit more using the Phantom Knight monsters. You're going to need Torn Scales plus Boots plus Italy. And for this combo, you're also going to need the Wings, Shade Brigandine, and need to be running Stained Greaves in your deck. The generic extender has to be level 3 monster specifically. And it needs to be like a free body special summon. Well, not necessarily like a free body special summon, but it can't be something like a junk forward, which you have to use at like a specific time. It can't be like a psychic extender though, but it can't be like a Kagemucha Knight. It has to be able to like special summon itself, and it can't be a Beat Trooper's Descent. I'll go ahead and talk about it once it comes up. Normal summon Torn Scales, special summon out Boots, Shooter Beanie, dump the Water Girl effects, go ahead and add the right effect, bring out the token, go ahead, Faithful Adventure, go ahead, add the Draco back, here I just forgot to discard again, go ahead, Boots effect, search out Wings, go ahead, Torn Scales effect to revive itself, go ahead, discard Draco back, dump the Ancient Cloak. Here is where I'm talking about where you need the level 3 monster extender, because we're going to go ahead and go into Leviair now. Then Ancient Cloak effect, we're going to go ahead and add a Stained Underwear. Leviair effect to go ahead and special summon out the Ancient Cloak in attack position, because we're going to go ahead and use its on-field effect to trigger a dagda later on. Then on summon of Ancient Cloak, we're going to go ahead and bring out the Stained Underwear, link off the Stained Underwear and the Shooter Beanie into Rusty Bardiche. Rusty effect, we can go ahead, dump Gloves, set the Shade Brigandine, link off Shade and the Leviair into the Dagda. Oh yeah, don't forget to re-equip the Draco Bag effect as well to your token, so you end up essentially using free discard fodder. I was making this video late at night, sorry, so I'm kind of forgetting a little bit of things. Ray Gloves take out for a Pog Blade, then Ancient Cloak effect, chain the Dagda, you're going to set our Lancea, then Pog Blade effect, bring out our Stained Underwear, turn those two into the Break Sword, Rusty effect to go in and pop the Break Sword, go ahead turn those two into the Verte Anaconda, then Verte effect, bring out the DP, go ahead set the Wings as well, so we can go ahead and do our attempt at double locking our opponent. Go ahead and pop the DP and the Verte during the end phase to free up a zone for the Break Sword pop. Then draw phase once again. Go ahead, use Wings on Rusty, chain the Dagda. Then go ahead on Resolution, Wings, go ahead, target Break Sword, pop the Lancea, then Lancea effect. Then if they don't have anything on summon, on they pass priority back to you, go ahead and use the Lancea effect. You know, if it's something like invoked or delinked, they'll probably let it go through because they can still kind of play. They just won't be able to net as much advantage through like their pot cards or their invocations, such as banishing from the graveyard. But they want to at least get to their extra deck somehow, or at least be able to like take advantage a little bit. So they'll most likely let the Lancea go through because the Scythe is going to be more important because it cuts out your entire extra deck while Lancea just limits you from banishing. Go ahead, DPE effect. In the standby phase, go ahead and pop itself Scythe. And then that's the line of play. So the double Scythe lock is a lot more harder to do in the Brave token version. This is kind of like just my line of play, as I figured that Lancea is going to be really strong. I've been seeing people main deck it, like such as the PPG tournament that happened over the weekend. I can see it being really strong against a lot of matchups, especially with the whole Brave token engine, banishing the Aquamancer effect in hand really strong. But you can prevent that by doing Lancea in the standby phase. But yeah, so those are the two lines of play. I'm showing you guys how to go ahead, Lancea lock your opponent plus Scythe locking your opponent, all while playing around Nibiru, thanks to the Brave token engine. Because essentially this is also provides like a negate as well, in case if they just have generic negations like a Forbidden Chalice or like an imperm for your Scythe as well. You can just go ahead and negate that. They just don't have anything like droplets, and plus if your Scythe gets stopped, you know, they still have to play through a Gryphon Omni negate and really just have to play through all your follow-up because your follow-up's gonna be really strong. I didn't dump the pieces just for demonstration purposes and like because I was tired, but you pretty much have like boots, search plus torrent scales for instant rank 3 access, as well as your dasher plus celestial package. But yeah, so that is going to be it for the video. I hope you guys appreciated this video. If you guys did, please leave a like. Lets me know that you know, the combo lines I'm showing off are effective and people actually are interested in them. But yeah, also remember to go and check out the July_TCG Discord server. Really nice place to get advice on deck lists, remote duel, master duel, dealing book duels, do some play testing, or just to come and hang out. And with that being said, hope you guys have a good day. Peace.